Daily Manna from the Torah by Dr. Ketriel Blad. Shalom and welcome to the first Aliyah Parashah Metzora, one affected by Tzarat. This first Aliyah is found in Leviticus 14, verses 1 through 12. Today's study covers verse 2, first part of chapter 14. This shall be the law of the leper in the day of his cleansing. What is the relationship between the cleansing of the Metzora and the Messiah? The Talmud compares the Messiah with the Metzora, the leper. In Sanhedrin 98b, it's written about the Messiah. The rabbi said, his name is the leper scholar, as it is written, surely he hath borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. Yet we did esteem him a leper, smitten of God and afflicted. This teaches us about the close relationship between purification of the Metzora and the Messiah. We'll highlight some of the secrets of this Aliyah. Chapter 14, verses 2 and 10. His purification was completed on the 8th day. Before his death, Yeshua was infected by the leprosy of sin of the world in his soul and body. In the day of his resurrection, the 8th day, he was purified in the heavenly realm. Chapter 14, verse 3, outside the camp. Yeshua died outside the city, and his purification took place in heavenly places. Chapter 14, 4 through 7. Two live birds, one of them dies, and the other one is let loose in the open field. Yeshua dies and is then risen to fly in the open field. Chapter 14, verses 4 and 6. Cedar wood. Yeshua dies on a tree, hanging on a horizontally positioned wood, most likely cedar. Chapter 14, 4 and 6. A scarlet. Yeshua was dressed with a scarlet robe before dying. Compare with Matthew 27, verse 28. Chapter 14, verses 4 and 6 again. Hyssop. Hyssop was taken to Yeshua's mouth when he was dying. Compare with John 19, verse 29. Chapter 14, verse 5. A clay vessel. Yeshua's body was a clay vessel. 14:5 also talks about running water. Yeshua had to go through the waters of death. 2 Samuel 22, verse 17. John 2, verse 5. Chapter 14, verse 6. The live bird was dipped in blood. Yeshua still has the scars of his death in his risen body. 14, verse 8. He will wash his clothes, shave all his hair, will bathe in water. Yeshua had to go through the Tevilah, the baptism of death. Luke 12, verse 50, in order to remove sin symbolized by dirty clothes, infected hair, and ritual impurity. Chapter 14, verse 9, on the 7th day, when Yeshua was still in the tomb, sin was eliminated. Chapter 14, verses 10 and 11, on the 8th day, he was pronounced clean and presented before the Eternal. On the first day of the week, Yeshua was pronounced clean and presented alive before his Father. John 20, verse 17. Chapter 14, verse 12. Trespass offering. Yeshua was given to the Eternal as an offering for the trespasses of the world. Blessed be the Eternal for the atoning death of Yeshua. Shalom.